Can see you guys.
There you're back. Hey, it's Mitch from PickDogs.com. I'm back here with the Puck Dogs and Steve Monahan. Of course, I just want to start today's show off. I know we're only 10 seconds in, but good morning to everyone. Hopefully you caught my Spread Knowledge show. I'm going to be doing Spread Knowledge shows today starting at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to do one game every 2 hours. What the hell? I don't even know how many games and how many shows that ends up doing. I'm sure it goes into my dinner and walking Sam, so I might have to do one. I'm out walking Sam. I might not even have the thing to show you, but whatever. I'm going to do a show every 2 hours, starting at either 3 o'clock or 3:30. Depends what time I get off the golf course. But Chris, I just want to start the show off with a question for you, since you weren't with us yesterday. Have you ever been to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Multiple times.
Have you ever bet on hockey?
Yes.
Okay, if Steve Monahan's working the door, you're not allowed in anymore. Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty
fine.
much the way that discussion went. Okay.
That's fine. I've taken a picture.
But at least
with
admit
the
that you
Stanley
bet
Cup.
on it. So I guess maybe he'll let you in. I don't really understand. I don't understand it, but I mean, you want to talk about antiquated rules? I mean,
Well, as far as I know, Pete's not in the Hall of Fame as we speak.
right, he's not in because the rules are ridiculous. Because if there are guys in there that domestic abuse, steroids. I mean, if you don't strip the Astros of their title and Jose Altuve of that MVP award, then this is a game that will never be fixed. Okay? They had trouble recovering from the Black Sox scandal. They had trouble recovering from the strike, and they'll never recover from this. They'll never, ever recover. The fantasy players, whatever, it ain't going to matter. I want a refund, man. I never played fantasy, but I want a refund anyway. So, it's like, how about you, Darvish, even complaining about it? It's like, of all people, it's like, baseball is a broken sport, and I've said this for a very long time, ever since I started online, and even before I started online, that this is a broken sport, that the union has broke this sport, and that, it's the only union in all unions that has never had a person cross the picket line. Like, you could look at any union out there in the history of unions. Baseball union is the only union, and I'm not saying sports union, I'm saying every union, that has never had a scab. It's never had a person cross the line. And that's why Jacoby Ellsbury makes $30 million a year and hasn't played a game in 2 years. And who paid for that? And you can say, oh, Hank Steinbrenner. No, he didn't. I did. You did. Anyone that's ever tuned into a baseball game on TV, anyone that's ever paid for the MLB app, anyone that's ever bought a Yankee hat or a beer at Yankee Stadium or a ticket to a game or anything that says baseball, if you type into ESPN and get a baseball score, you've paid for that because advertising is on that page as well. So, believe me, this is a broken game. How do you get the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers as two of the last 4 teams left? Salary cap.
Right.
And I think as we've seen in both basketball, where they have a way to retain your players with a salary cap, at least not everybody, but a good amount of people. And in NFL, teams that know how to work within the cap, and players that are willing to work within the cap, you can see it working. But I'll tell you what doesn't work. And that's a $17 hot dog. That doesn't work for me. And neither parking at Fenway Park. When I was in Boston in May, I took this picture and I showed it on our Facebook group. $75. You know that hotel by BU, Steve, the one next to the BU bookstore, right over there. $75 to park for a frickin' Red Sox game.
Insane.
Insanity. I paid $3 to go to Red Sox games. And I'll tell you what, the quality that they put on the field that year that I paid $3 was way better than this. Way better
believe it.
than this crap. Roger Clemens, Jim Rice. Those are the days. Bruce Hurst, Oil Can Boyd. I went to a game with the Monahan brothers. Yankees, Red Sox. This thing was, I left. It was the 17th inning. These guys were not going to budge. They refused to budge.
Mike Pacioretty was the Yankee third baseman. Doug Drabeck, I think, started for the Yankees.
It was gruesome. I think that was one of those games where they got to extra innings and teams, they scored runs. The other team scored runs. So it was like really long. And then I think what finally happened in the 17th, why I left, is like the Yankees went on like an absolute tear in that inning and scored like 9 or 10 runs. It was like another hour on top of it. It was and this is back when I used to drink. They stopped selling beer in the 7th inning. I mean, there was nothing fun about it. Anyways, let's get to today's card. We got a lot of games on there. We'll just go around the horn here because we're gonna try and keep this show moderate. Those of you that tuned in late, I'm going to do the spread. I did a spread knowledge show. I gave out 2 picks on that show. And then every 2 hours, starting at either 3 or 3:30, depending on when I get back from golf, I'm going to do a spread knowledge pick. And, of course, we got that spread knowledge free 1-week trial. And I'm 14-7 in my show pick. So anyone that bets on sports, if you hit 66% winners, you can get Tim Donaghy, who fixed NBA games, hit 58.8%. He fixed the freaking games and hit 58%. Spread knowledge, 67%. On the show picks. And that's just random. Plus 109 units if you really played it straight. All right. Let's get to it. Capitals, Islanders, Rod.
We talked about this yesterday, too. I like Washington. They're 4-0 in their last 4 in New York. Give me Washington here. Washington on the 3-way.
Chris, Vegas, Montreal.
For me, I like Vegas minus 130. Vegas got off to a strong start under the new head coach, and Montreal's coach calling out his guys. It's going to take some time to fix, so I like Vegas here.
Let's do another one. I like this format. What the hell? I kind of just figured it out now. Rod, Minnesota, Dallas.
For me, Dallas at the Wild. Stars are 2-5. I talked about this yesterday on the show. As an early lean, after I've run the numbers, I really like the Wild today. Give me the Wild as a home dog over the Stars.
Oilers, Coyotes, Chris.
Yeah, I like Edmonton minus 135 here. Arizona's been a great play for us this season, but the goaltending's shaky right now. And Edmonton's probably happy to be in a playoff spot going into the All-Star break. I'll take Edmonton here.
Well, it looks like Steve Monahan is fading in and out today, but I'll go to early games. I'm going to try and do mostly earlier stuff, and then this way, like I said, the spread knowledge picks. There's some out there that we can just go to the software and see what they like. But I like Arizona minus the 6 against Colorado. I just think that the Wildcats are kind of like loaded up, and Colorado, we've seen them play pretty well in spots, but I don't love them, so it's like I think Arizona minus 6 is going to be my first pick. And then I like Akron minus the 6.5 against Toledo. That was almost a premium pick. So I just think Akron was a team that in the MAC was kind of like the MAC team for a while. So and I think they were kind of back to on that level. The last 5 years or so, Buffalo has kind of taken over that role. But I'm going to take Akron in this one. I think Akron is the team to beat this year in the MAC. Chris, what are you looking at college hoops right now?
One game I'm keyed in on. I like Alabama minus 7 against Missouri. Alabama, there could be a bit of a letdown spot after that huge win over Auburn, but I keep saying that Alabama's the best team at 9-7 that you're going to see in college basketball right now. And Missouri's having issues scoring. I think they're only averaging about 50 or 48 points a game in the last 3 games. I'll take Alabama -7.
Rod, you have a college hoops game you want to throw at us?
Yeah, I like that Akron one. I already have that one on my list. Now another one I like, Butler off a loss. They're 5-0 ATS off a loss. They're 6-1 ATS on
Who
Saturday.
they
I
playing?
think. Oh my! Somebody
Team A
bad.
versus Team B with the point spread.
Yes, I know it's only
Miller's
like.
got DePaul today at DePaul.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Steve Monahan is back with us. I know. I'm just busting his chops.
It's okay.
The only one I didn't write- the only one on my list I didn't get the team down on the inside.
We keep losing, Steve.
I don't know what's going on. I can see you guys.
I know, but we can't see you. There you are.
Yeah.
So Butler for you, Rod?
One of them. Do you want me to go over them all?
No, just go one more, and then we'll go over to Steve. We'll see if we can hold him on.
Okay. We talked about this Purdue and Maryland yesterday. We looked at Maryland's 4-1 ATS last 6 on the. No, I'm reading the wrong one. Give me Maryland here. Purdue's 1-4-1 ATS last 6 on the road. So Purdue's not so good on the road. Maryland's good at home. Give me Maryland here.
You know, we've seen Big Ten teams. We've seen them struggle on the road so far this season. You know, we've seen them struggle tons on the season. But I think, you know, don't you think that at a certain point that the odds makers correct this? You know, where we see a correction. I thought we might see it in Wisconsin last night against Michigan State. We didn't see it. We obviously didn't see it in the Michigan-Iowa game either. But don't you think at some point that the books aren't going to make it as easy as just pick all the home teams in the Big Ten every day? Because I think we're going to start to see the line start to get bigger and bigger, and we're going to start to see, like in this one, you know, where the line starts to extend out a little bit and maybe a little higher than where, you know, outside the comfort zone. So I don't know. It's just something that it's going to happen sooner or later, whether it happens today or whether it happens tomorrow, whether it happens during the week this week. It is going to happen, you know, where all of a sudden all the road teams are going to start covering in the Big Ten. We just need to get there early and not late. So I'm skittish on it myself. It's like, man, you want to try and catch a falling knife is what they say about that, right? It is it's definitely tough to do. But those of you that are joining us late, I did 2 spread knowledge picks before this show, and I'm going to be back every 2 hours, starting at 3 o'clock or 3:30, and then every 2 hours I'm going to be doing a live show giving out a spread knowledge pick. So kind of like the way I was doing halftimes during college football and NFL football, I'm going to do just pre-games of a spread knowledge pick of an upcoming game. So like if I do a 3 or 3:30 show, it'll probably be like a 4 o'clock or 4:30 or 5 o'clock college basketball game, and then if, you know, I'll do a 6 or do a 5:30 show, and that will be like a 6 o'clock game, right? So we'll just keep going and going up the ladder until we run out of games and run out of time. So I don't know. I guess I've committed myself to kind of a pretty big commitment here today as far as these spread knowledge picks. But I just want to continue to prove that it works, and because I don't endorse a lot of products, but I'm endorsing this one, you know. So I love it. You get a free trial with spread knowledge. But I like Kansas today against Texas. I tell you, I am disenchanted. I think that Shaka Smart, even though the Longhorns are 12-4, it might be time for him to go. The Horns are 9-1 at home and 12-4, and I'm calling for the coach to be fired. I just don't like the way the Horns have played. I don't think against the good teams that they've been able to stand up to it. I don't think that he's gotten the talent level there that he's supposed to get. I think he was paid a ton of money to come to Texas, and he was given top flight facilities. But his VCU offense doesn't work in the Big 12 because these are teams that can really play. So when you have the 286th ranked offense in the country, you got problems, okay? And if Rick Barnes can recruit Kevin Durant and Tristan Thompson, you're damn sure that Shaka Smart better be able to do at least the same. I hate to sit here and badmouth Shaka Smart because we're going to be hugging him, right, like we do every March, right? It's a big loving, right? We never bet against Shaka in March. We don't care, even if we know they're going to lose the game outright, we're getting the right amount of points. We don't bet against Shaka Smart in March, but I'll tell you, we bet against them here in January against Kansas because he's going to get rung up in this game. He's going to get rung, man. 67 points is what they score a game. Kansas allows only 60 points a game. Kansas offense averages 77 points a game, a full 10 more than the Horns. And the defense, the Kansas defense is the same. The Kansas defense is ranked 22nd. Texas is ranked 23rd, but the offense is Kansas is ranked 53rd, and Texas 286th in the nation. That's how many millions of dollars a head coach gets you these days. I don't understand it, man. I think Shaka Smart, maybe he's better off at a small school. Maybe he's just one of those guys that, he's going to be more comfortable there. But I'm going to take Kansas. I think they absolutely stomp the Horns. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's like, maybe we get something started, where it's kind of like other people start thinking about, jumping off the Shaka Smart bandwagon because it's not good. I'm also going to take St. Bonaventure against VCU. This line's gone from 8.5 to 9, but the Bonnies are 12-5 on the season, 6-3 on the road this season, 6-2 against the spread in their last 10 games, 8-1 straight up in their last 9. While VCU is wonderful when it comes to wins and losses, 10-2 at home, 12-5 on the season. This team is 4-13 against the number. They are 2-7 against the spread in their last 10, and a dreadful. Well, we'll get off dreadful. We'll move to pitiful. 3-8 against the spread at home this season. Yeah, I'm going to lay 9 points against a 12-5 team with that. I don't think so. I'm going to take St. Bonaventure. That's going to be my next pick. Steve, I can't see you.
I don't know what's going on. I can see you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Now we can see it. It happens. It's like when you talk, it works. Try it now. So, who do you like today? Give us a couple picks.
I love Baylor at Oklahoma State, laying 5.5 points. I just think Baylor is one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the country. They can score a ton of points, and I like Baylor there. Love them, actually. I also like Ohio State on the road going to Penn State. Spread is only 1. Penn State's obviously been playing some good basketball, and you don't really associate Penn State with good basketball for the most part. But I think Ohio State's the better team here, and I think they can win on the road. So I'm going to go Ohio State. Those are 2 right now.
Rod, back to you. Anything on the ice or in the NBA or in college hoops that you're looking at that you want to add?
I'm looking at Oregon here. Oregon versus Washington. Oregon's 5-1 ATS last 6 versus Washington. I think they get up and play. I think they lost last game, Oregon too. So give me the Ducks here. I think they come out. Washington here. Oregon -2. I also like Charlotte +6.5 at Western Kentucky. Charlotte 6-2 ATS last 6. Western Kentucky's 1-3 ATS their last 4. I don't know why Western Kentucky's favorite. Makes no sense to me at all. But give me Charlotte +6.5 in that one. And the one we talked about yesterday, Auburn. Give me Auburn +2. I'll take Auburn +2 over Florida.
Yeah.
11-2 last 13 ATS on the road, and I think Auburn bounces back into it.
I agree.
Chris, back to you.
Well, I'll keep the afternoon hockey going. I like St. Louis +120 against Colorado. The Pepsi Center's not home ice advantage for the Avalanche anymore. Right now they've lost 6 of their last 8 home games. You're going to give me plus money with the St. Louis team is playing some of the best hockey in the league right now. I'll take St. Louis at +120. I also like Virginia and pick them against Georgia Tech. I know Virginia's has offensive issues, but that defense is always an equalizer, and I'm not overly high on Georgia Tech this year. I think Virginia locks them down. I think they pick up a win on the road here, so I'll take Virginia as well and pick them.
Any opinion in the Lakers-Rockets game?
Yeah, I think the Lakers bounce back. I didn't like what I saw from Houston last time out, and I have a hard time getting myself off of the Lakers right now, so I'll take the Lakers plus the 2.5.
Steve, anything on the Lakers-Rockets?
Yeah, I'm with Chris. I think the Lakers. I'll take them here.
It's like when you talk, it works. It's like I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Are you off of the Skype window?
No, I think I'm.
No, Mitch, are you off of the Skype window?
I'm not seeing anything that's wacky here, but
He's the only person I see up there, though.
but back to the Lakers Rockets. I like the Lakers too. I'll take the points in the Lakers.
How about the Sixers against the Knicks? I mean, this is a sad story of
Yes, it is.
two teams, kind of gone awry. The Knicks 3-7 in their last 10, and the Sixers, a team that, I mean, I've been dealing with the Philly fans for a long time now, and I don't understand how, and it doesn't matter that I know that they're immune to whatever sport it is or what their team's record is or anything like this. If I pick against them or if I say that they're not playing well, they act like I'm a Mets fan. And it's like, it's basketball, man. It's basketball. It's like, you must be a Mets fan. It's like, what does that have to do with the Sixers? It's like, that's always the comeback of the Philly fans. That it's like, if you pick against any of the Philly teams, the Eagles, the Sixers, the Phillies, you're a Mets fan. I don't know. It's like, I'm not a Mets fan. I'm a fan of whatever team I bet on. And in case you guys missed the opening, I'm not much of a fan of baseball as an industry these days.
That's right.
We'll be covering every baseball game this season, though. But and I'll be doing plenty of baseball. But I don't know, man. This Sixers team is just they just disgust me. 7-14 on the road this season. This is a team that was talking. They went through the process, right? I mean, they were better as my dog of the day. When they were my dog of the day, when they were the dregs of dregs drafting first, they were a better cover team then than they are now. It's like, meanwhile, the Knicks, 6-14 at home. I mean, why doesn't anyone want to play for the Knicks? I mean, it's like, you got to start to think. If you're the owner of the Knicks, it's like, I got Madison Square Garden. I got New York City. I got the number one TV market in the world. I got more money than God, okay?
Yeah.
How come no one wants to play here?
It's called dysfunction. Nobody wants to play
so
for
maybe
gold.
it's time to start to really start over, Maybe you go out and you kind of do what some of these other guys do in other sports, and you go over and you find a guy like Spoelstra and you say, I know you have a nice gig here in Miami. It's nice weather all the time. You make a lot of money. Your team is good. You have an ownership that supports you. But how about $10 million a year? How does that sound?
Wow.
Or you do something like that, because whatever they're doing, it's not working.
And hasn't been working for 25 years now. So
I've had it with both these teams.
yeah.
Who do you like in this one? The Sixers are laying 4 on the road.
I'll take the Sixers here. I think the Knicks they're too young and they stink. I see them all the time. They're 6-14 at home, like you said. Philly's very inconsistent. You made that point crystal clear. They're the better team. I'll take Philly here, 4 points on the road.
Chris,
I
what do you
haven't
think?
them.
Yeah, I'm on the Sixers as well. They've picked up at least a push or a cover in each of the last 4 games on no rest. And I just think the loss of R.J. Barrett right now with an ankle injury is going to play into that for the Knicks as well. They're having a hard time scoring points with him. What's going to happen without him? So I'll take the Sixers -4.
Celtics versus Suns. The Celtics have been pretty good at home, 16-4. The Suns, this is a team that got healthy. We've seen 2 teams that kind of got healthy. Didn't kind of get healthy. 2 teams that have gotten healthy. And, that have played well early in the season. Then they were unhealthy, and now they're healthy. And that is the Suns and the Raptors. But we got the Suns here visiting the Celtics. The Suns 11-7 against the number on the road, getting a healthy 7 points in this one, getting a touchdown. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay the points with Boston here. I'm just still not overly sold on Phoenix. I wasn't happy with what I saw against the Hawks a few nights ago, and then followed up with the beat down of the Knicks. It hasn't moved the needle much for me, and it's a step up in competition here, so I'll go Celtics -7.
Steve, with us?
I'm with you, and I'm with Chris. I'll take the Celtics laying a touchdown against the Suns. I think they're very dominant at home.
How about Duke, Louisville?
I'll take the Suns in that game, eh?
Oh, Rod is on the Suns there?
Yeah, I'm not. I'll take the Suns there. Give me on my own little island. I don't think Boston comes out to really even try this game.
This might be a Skype setting. Steve, what do you think of Duke Louisville?
Well, the game. This is obviously a top matchup in college basketball. Probably one of the top marquee games. Yeah, Duke lost in Cameron earlier in the year, and Louisville coming on the road. I'll take Duke. I like Duke here.
Chris, what do you think about this big game?
Yeah, I'm on Duke as well. I mean, this seems just like a good bounce back spot for Duke. I mean, Louisville's very talented, but I mean, Duke was stunned by Clemson. I don't think they're going to let it happen again. I think they're going to put their foot on the gas for 40 minutes. So.
Yeah, Coach K gets in their faces and command performance today.
Yeah, I don't think they lose focus for a second here. I think Duke wins by double digits.
I mean, Louisville, that's too many points. Louisville not going to just roll over and die and let Duke run over them. No way. Give me the Louisville +8.
Louisville's just long, They just have those long players. I think that Duke has a nice team that, is always going to be consistent and play well and, fundamentally sound. They're not going to beat themselves too often. So they're always going to put themselves in position to win in every single game. But Louisville has the better players in this game, a lot better players. And Chris Mack, we know he plays a bruising style. And I think that, Duke generally plays a more fluid style. And Chris Mack teams are generally that physical banging style. And I think that it's not a good matchup for Duke. I think that Duke has a chance to win this one, but it's going to be one where they have a bloody nose, and drag it across the finish line and win by 2. In one where it's like, Coach K is kind of holding on for dear life and calls it one of his great wins, because I think this is really this is going to, for Louisville, they're coming in here and they're going to try and knock these guys out. I mean, that is the Chris Mack way, remember the Xavier team, we're going to zip you up. I ain't going to let Yancey Gates push me around. It's like, they literally, go at them. So I think it's going to be that type of game. I expect Louisville to really be banging the boards in this game, and I just don't know if Duke has anyone that can go with them there. So I like Louisville here with the points. I think I'm going to probably put a little bit on the money line on them as well. I think that's an interesting one. How about Kentucky, Arkansas? This is a tough one, right? We got, Kentucky getting 1.5. This is how far John Calipari's team is. 12-4, man. The sky is falling at Rupp Arena. Steve, what do you think about this one? This is a great day of college hoops. I mean,
it is. There's good matchups here. Kentucky, again lost again. Within a week or so. But against Arkansas, if they're especially getting 1.5, Kentucky is young, and as they are, I'll take Kentucky bouncing back here. Rarely do you get to Kentucky getting points.
Rod, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think Kentucky bounces back here as well. Give me Kentucky.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the other side. I think Kentucky is an underdog here for a reason, even if it's only 1.5. They did not look good against South Carolina, and Arkansas 10-0 at home, and they've been just playing really good basketball lately. So I'll lay the 1.5 with Arkansas.
Yeah, the Hogs have been playing extremely well. They got that win at against Indiana, that was big. But I just think Kentucky is so talented. It's just tough to give them. It's tough to give them this kind of number. It's tough to give them points. It's just when you're ready to count Kentucky out, that's where they get you.
That's true. Good
like,
point.
It's like they're that team. At the beginning of the tournament, have them get. Oh, they're going to beat Kentucky. They're not going to make it. Just put them on the Sweet 16, and then see how they start to match up, and you'll see they'll start matching up against these Big Ten teams and stuff, and all of a sudden you got them in your Final Four because that's the type of talent that they have. They basically have an NBA team. Just a bunch of guys that haven't played together a lot. Yeah. Wichita State and Houston. Houston's been a pretty tough customer this season, right? It's like, Rod likes Houston a lot. So that's Wichita State. These are two teams that makes it a tough one, right? Because we bet on these teams every time. So it's like you guys either got to jump off the game or jump off one of these teams. Rod, what are you doing?
I'm going to jump on Wichita State here. I think they bounce back after their loss. I think they're at home and I think they come out here to play and cover this short number. It's only -3.5.
How about that loss? What do you think about that loss to Temple? Do you think that it was just an aberration or just bad spot?
I think it was just a bad spot. It was one of those spots that teams lose it. That no college team goes undefeated. So I think it was just one of those spots. It was like the Alabama spot. I got burnt. Same thing. It was just one of those spots.
How about Wichita State, Dayton, and Gonzaga all in the Final Four? Who would be the first coach? It'd be Tom Izzo, Coach K. You got all these other guys sitting on the sidelines of that Final Four. But certainly the potential is there, right? For that type of scenario, because as we saw last night, Toppin is clearly an NBA player playing against boys. He's not just an NBA player. He's probably an NBA All-Star at this level. Your team goes down by 7, and it's just he hits a 3. And they hadn't had a basket in 7 minutes in the first half. They give him the ball. It's like they call a timeout. It's like, give him the ball and you shoot it. It's like because he was doing these passes and stuff. We're gonna pass you the ball. You shoot it. It's like all of a sudden the smile vanishes from St. Louis's face. It's like, uh-oh, now we're in trouble. Guy's just amazing. That was an amazing win. Those of you that didn't see the Dayton St. Louis game, what a game that was. It was that was really one of the better games that you'll see. And of course, we've seen Dayton a bunch. We saw them out here in Maui. They lost to Kansas out here, but certainly held themselves well. Chris, you see anything back on the ice that you like?
I'll go to a couple games. I like Calgary on the puck line against Ottawa. Ottawa is just not playing good right now. They lost 9 in a row coming into this one, providing no value. I'll take Calgary on the puck line here. I also like Florida -1.5. I think Detroit. We're playing the Red Wings. I think Detroit spent a lot of energy against Pittsburgh in overtime yesterday, a game that they almost won. But on a back-to-back, I don't like them against a Florida team that we've all said can pepper you with shots and score a lot of goals. And I also like Columbus on the puck line against New Jersey. If New Jersey had Blackwood in net, I'd be a little more inclined to play the Devils just because they've been playing some decent hockey lately. But with either Louis Domingue or Corey Schneider in net, I want no part of the Devils. I think they'll give up at least 5. I'll take the Jackets on the puck line as well.
How about you, Rod?
For me, I'll give a couple more. I'm looking at this Vegas and Montreal. Montreal's starting to play some better hockey here at Saturday night. Give me Montreal here. Vegas hasn't fared so well in Montreal. I think Montreal can steal one. Their last last 4 games, they've only given up 6 goals. Give me Montreal here. This Vegas team is too up and down for me. I'm not backing them there. Public loves Vegas. Go ahead, give me Montreal today. And then I also like Blackhawks at the Leafs, as I was saying yesterday. Blackhawks on Saturday night, sometimes in Toronto. I don't know what it is. They're 7-3 last 10 in Toronto. They're 15-5 the last 20. Give me the Blackhawks on the money line here to upset the Leafs. I think everybody's dog will be on the Leafs, and I'm going to take the Blackhawks in this original 6 matchup on Saturday night. Upset Blackhawks money line.
Steve, you see anything in college or NBA or on the ice that you're looking at that we haven't gone over?
The Bucks are playing the Nets. The Bucks are 9-point favorites. I just think the Bucks are just at another level here. The Nets have been very inconsistent. I'm comfortable taking 9 points with the Bucks. It's a lot of points, I get it, but they're just, they're a machine. So I like the Bucks. Back to college basketball. West Virginia travels to Kansas State. West Virginia is laying 5.5 points. I'll take Coach Higgins' squad, the Mountaineers, in this game. So I like that one as well. And also back to college basketball. Florida State going to Miami. I think Florida State's a real good team. So I'm going to take 6 points in Florida State at Miami.
I'm looking at Boston University minus the 6.5 against, or plus 6.5 against Colgate. Colgate's pretty good this year, but BU's not bad either. Not a bad Terrier squad. I know they're just 4-6 on the road and 4-5 against the number on the road, but they are 7-3 in their last 10 games. Colgate is 8-2 in their last 10. They've been pretty much a beast, and the Patriot. Well, let's just say if you're going to find value on a basketball card and there's 104 games and games are going to fly under the radar, the Patriot League could be a spot, where that game happens. So,
right.
We've seen the BU just doesn't shoot the 3 well, and that, hurts them. And, Colgate defends the 3 really well. But BU also struggles from the free throw line, which I have a problem with. So beating Colgate, I think that's where that problem comes in. But as far as keeping it within the number, I think BU shoots 47% from the floor, and Colgate allows, Colgate's 265th in the nation in defense. So I think BU can keep it competitive, and I'm going to go with the Terriers in this one. Also going to give out a little parlay here just in the middle before, we normally give out the parlays at the end, and we have about 10 minutes left in the show. But I'm going to give out this parlay. It's an ABC parlay, so it's the oldest one in the book. Akron, Bradley, and Campbell. I'm going to go with those 3. ABC. Akron, we talked about already. Bradley against Northern Iowa. Another great game that, this is a war. The line has kind of moved around. We won on Northern Iowa, but, the big win for Northern Iowa was against Colorado. But I really think that Colorado team, and I said it in the video at the time, I said it on the live show, that, I love Northern Iowa in that game because Colorado was so wrecked when they went to Kansas and just got bludgeoned. I mean, what did they lose by, 50, right? It was the best game that Kansas played this season. I mean, they got destroyed. It was like Colorado was ranked, and they one lost the game. It was like one of those games where it was kind of it was like, to me. So I was at a game at the Swamp where the Gators played against the Canes, and Rex Grossman came out of the tunnel holding the helmet up like this. And then it was the Willis McGahee show, It was I think he ran for 700 yards in that game. And it was like select-a-seat day in the third quarter in the Swamp. And it kind of reminded me of that. It was like you're up against a way better team. You're enthusiastic about it. This is our time. And it's just, you just get smacked. Like the Louisiana Lafayette App State college football game on the Friday night where it was like the big whiteout and everything, and App State just comes in there and just flatten them. Oh, the Georgia-Alabama blackout game, the A.J. McCarron year, right? I mean, where it's just, you see a team where they're just so up for the game, and all of a sudden, I mean, 31-0 at halftime, right? It's like, you see these games like that, and that was one of those games in Colorado. They were like that the next week, or the next game, and it was Northern Iowa was the opponent. It's like, you don't want to be flat like that and just really down on yourself when you have a team that can shoot threes like that. And they'll just absolutely bury you. So Northern Iowa beat them outright, and they were getting 11 in that one. But I just think Bradley has been playing really well. They're a team that we've won a lot of money on, so they have a place close to my heart. But I guess I'm not going to the College Basketball Hall of Fame anytime soon either. But and then the Campbell Camels, I just like saying it. They're also a pretty good team, but I think the Camels have a pretty good angle today. They're playing against Longwood, who's terrible. Longwood 6-12 on the season, 2-9 on the road. They're 2-8 in their last 10. So when a team like Longwood is 2-8 in their last 10, and you're in January, what this means is they played a soft out of conference schedule where they racked up that 33% winning percentage against really soft competition, and then now they're in conference play and they're getting back, and that usually is the case in that one. Campbell laying 8 points in this thing. The Longwood shoots 32% from beyond the 3-point arc. Campbell, they defend it like no one's business, but you got to think this one's all Camels. So I'm going to go with Campbell in this one as well. So ABC, Akron, Bradley, Campbell. Chris, you got any parlay for us? I know you like, or Rod, you got one of these?
Yeah, I got. It's an ABO. It's not an ABC, but it's an ABO. Give me Akron, Butler, Oregon.
Akron as well. So we have a key.
Yeah, I like Akron today.
A key in Akron. Zips.
Key.
We're all zipped up. We're all hot. We're all zipped.
For me, I'll go with my puck line parlay. I'll go Calgary on the puck line, Florida on the puck line, and Columbus on the puck line, plus 13.57.
Columbus, Calgary, Florida. Steve, you got any parlay for us?
I'm going BKA. I'm going to take some of the top teams in the country. I like Baylor with the 5.5, Kansas 6, and Auburn getting or laying the 2 against Florida.
Nothing wrong with those teams. I mean, if you could say those are 3 of your final 4, I think a lot of people would agree with you there as well. I know we all like those in our final 4 when we have been discussing and kicking them around. So yesterday afternoon, in the last 2 days, Steve and I trying to figure out what we're going to do with our afternoon shows. We've kind of just been arguing about Pete Rose. I mean, we're not going to change anything. So I think what we're going to start doing, starting this week, we'll probably do it either 2 or 3 days a week, is Steve and I will start pouring through position by position draft eligible players. So we're going to start with, maybe quarterbacks, and we'll just go over, we'll highlight our top 10, and then we'll also have these are the other guys, the Mitch guys, right? Because there's always there's this top 10. You always have a guy in the top 10 that I feel should be higher. Like I like Herbert this year, right? I think Herbert's the best quarterback in this draft, and it's so it's like there's those opinions, but then there's also the guy kind of further down, that Randall Cunningham guy, right? Who's
played at UNLV,
right?
That type.
Russell Wilson, there's that guy.
Right.
Joe Montana. There's kind of those guys that are out. Tom Brady, right?
That could be 2nd, 3rd round picks, and
beyond.
Be real good NFL players down the road.
And also guys that are rated on that list, that like Tua, who I think, I don't see it. I don't think he has the mobility to be that small in the NFL.
He certainly doesn't have the mobility right now.
No, he's too small. If you're going to be that size, you got to be Kyler Murray fast.
Yeah.
And I don't think he is. Maybe I'm wrong,
Well, I just think too his injury history is just it's such a red flag.
But anyways,
man.
we're gonna see. These are the types of things that we're gonna talk about, and we'll have we'll do hour shows on every position. We'll go we'll get into the meat and potatoes. The guards, the centers, I'm not doing long snappers, but we'll do and then athletes, guys that are athletes that could play a different position. The Russell Shepherds of the world, right?
Yeah.
The Julian Edelmans of the world who were quarterbacks.
The Logan Thomas
or
the
wide receivers like Ryan Tannehill that play quarterback. It's like the other. He's the outlier, right? It's like normally it's the quarterback plays wide receiver. There you have a wide receiver playing quarterback. It doesn't even make any sense, man.
That's right.
Leave it to the Dolphins to draft that guy. You know. All right. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll just continue to do it. So what we're going to do is position by position, and then that will put us in good position. We'll know what the draft order is shortly, and then once we've gone through the positions, we'll go team by team, and we'll just say these are what their needs are, these are what they are, and then we will start our mock draft where we'll go through. We'll have a weekly mock draft where we'll go through team by team. This is who our players are going to be, and then the next week we'll update it. Because a lot of teams have needs, but a lot of teams don't have picks. And then we can talk about potential trades. There's just a lot of topics we can talk about with NFL draft, and I think it'll be a lot more productive than arguing about Pete Rose. Of course, we could also talk about other sports stuff, and we'll probably talk about stuff that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. I'm confident Pete Rose won't be in the Hall of Fame by the time we start talking draft. So,
lots of cream, lots of shit. Please, Winston. Anyways, you guys want to do a recap? Let's do it.
Sure.
Well, let's go through some questions. We have about 3 minutes, so I kind of ignored everybody. Morning. Any chance you could cover parlay? We did.
We did.
Morning. North Texas versus La Tech. Chris?
I'll take North Texas. I like the way that the Mean Green play defense, so I'll take North Texas here.
I think this was the Red Sox discussion. Rod, Ball State, Miami of Ohio. Ball State -9. Any call on this one?
I'm sure this correlates.
This is 104 games on the card. It's like,
If it's any consolation, I wrote that game and I took Ball State.
All right,
so.
There we go.
So we'll go tails, Ball State, heads, Miami O.
So we don't give out my picks like that.
Tail.
Any of you guys cover UFC? Rod?
Yeah, you take McGregor in round one.
Pettis
round
versus Ferreira.
Who?
Pettis versus Ferreira.
I would take Pettis.
Yeah, I'm on Showtime Pettis as well.
This guy really wants this Ball State Miami of Ohio pick. He asked for twice. Hi, guys. Arkansas will beat Kentucky. Let's stop playing. Don't remind me. Good morning. You made that guy nervous. Astros. Oregon State, Washington State. Gerald, still, it's we have free picks on every single game, every single day at pickdogs.com. There's no reason to have to say it 6 times. Chris wrote up the game on the site. He also gave out the pick on the show. So it's like you could have gotten it there. Embiid is out tonight. So is Embiid out though, or is it just Embiid?
Isn't Embiid been out a while?
it's like Joel Embiid wearing a mustache and those
out,
glasses.
but is Embiid
He's supposed to be Embiid.
Embiid.
He's like,
maybe they won't catch me.
He's a real scoundrel. I had the Patriots to beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Who cares, about yesterday? Does anybody here care about yesterday? Show of hands.
Nope.
Nada.
We did this game. Gerald, he just doesn't quit. I got to give Gerald an A for, what do you call it again? Stick-to-itiveness. Danny hasn't looked in line. Is embellishment part of the coaching in Nashville, or is it the players? Puck dogs.
The player
kind of cut out.
Gerald Miner, if you have picks, man, they got to go in the Facebook group. It's okay. You asked the same question. 6 times, and then it's 1 question per person. I'm gonna guess you're new on the show, so we're gonna give you a pass. LaSalle versus Rhode Island plus 10.5. Everyone knows I hate Rhode Island. I'm not even gonna look. I'm taking LaSalle. Anyone else? Because last time you guys went against you with Rhode Island, you all lost.
We did.
You know, is this your Detroit Lions, or is this your Matt Patricia wake up call, or you know? I think
give me Rhode Island.
Rod is kind of our Matt Patricia. You know, he kind of has.
Get him a pencil.
Rod gets the Matt Patricia all the time. He's like, Rod, it's like, can I have your autograph? Rod's like, I can finally use the pencil for something. It's like, because my sheet is plastic coated, so I sure as hell can't write on that. Virginia, Georgia Tech over under 111.5. I'll tell you what, these Virginia lines the spreads have been really low on these totals, but the games have been going over.
Yeah, I'll take the over. I think it hits 120.
St. Mary's Pepperdine. St. Mary's isn't. They can't afford to lose another game. I think they're going to the NIT anyway at this point.
Yeah, I'll go St. Mary's here.
My nephews who do all the posting on Twitter and Facebook of our posts, they don't know any of the college schools. They both go to Ohio State. It's funny, their pronunciation of a lot of these colleges, Pepperdine. This one, like
One.
Yeah, okay, fellas. We did this. I did this on the Spread Knowledge show. We did this game. San Diego State minus 12.5 versus Nevada. I love San Diego State. It's like, not only do I like betting against Steve Alford, but I like betting against them with the San Diego State team. Even no matter what, we just continue to get value on this team. They're, I believe, the only undefeated team left in Division I at this point. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know of the major teams, it was them and Auburn, and now it's just them.
Yeah,
and I don't know if anyone in that Mountain West can beat them. I like San Diego State. I'm gonna lay 12.5.
I do too.
I'll tell you what, I'm not even gonna have to watch the game. I'm just gonna I'm gonna circle it as a winner. I'm gonna put the check mark next to it. I'm gonna put the bet in. I'm gonna list all my bets. And I'm just gonna check it off. All right. So we did our audience questions. Why do you keep skipping over my questions? Because you're asking money line bets? I don't know. Here we go. Here. I'm not going to answer it. Rod, I know you like this one. Hofstra versus Charleston. Hofstra's on the money line. So that would mean you would have to take Charleston like minus 200 if you took the other side, which I don't do.
So there's a give me Hofstra then. I'm not. That's the easy one.
Chris, you care?
Yeah, give me Hofstra.
All right, Steve.
Unanimous. I'll take the Flying Dutchman or whatever they're called these days.
I'll take the Cougars. The Pride. Hofstra's the Pride.
I know. It used to be the Dutchman at some point.
Steve, you look like you're ready to shovel some snow today.
It's coming. I'm starting.
I played golf in a driving rainstorm yesterday. Not one of my best ideas I ever had. It was kind of like, it was drizzling when I left the house, and then when I got to the golf course, it was coming down. I sat in the car for like 20 minutes, and then it was kind of like, it seemed like it let up a little bit, so I got my bag, and I went out, and I hit the first shot, and it was like, I was on the third hole, and it was torrential. It was like the scene from Caddyshack. I hit a 9, it was like, I generally hit a 9 iron about 130, 135. This hole, it was like, I moved up to the white tees. I started playing like the old men white tees, whatever they are. I mean, either the regular players, whatever you call it, the regular men's tees, the whites. So I moved up to the whites. So it was 116 yard to the pin on a par 3. I hit a 9 iron. I was like 10 yards short of the green. I mean, I tagged it. It was like just the range just knocking the ball like out of the sky. It was like when Winfield hit the pigeon. It was like, the ball just came straight down.
That's right.
All right. Yeah, we did the West Virginia, Kansas. Yeah, I only can do it. I can only go over games 3 times. You know, everyone knows I have a limit, and I can't go to the same game over and over and over and over again. But we did West Virginia, Kansas State, whatever. I got a video on it. Anything that we didn't cover here, check out our YouTube videos. Chris, recap what you said on today's show, including that you bet on hockey. He admits it. Steve, can you let him in because he admits that he bet on hockey? Chris, go ahead.
No, I admitted it. Okay, I like Washington minus 135 against the Islanders. I like St. Louis plus 120 against Colorado Avalanche. I like the Edmonton Oilers minus 135 against Arizona. The Calgary Flames on the puck line against Ottawa. Vegas minus 125 against Montreal. Florida on the puck line against Detroit. And Columbus minus 1.5 against New Jersey. A 3-team puck line parlay: Calgary, Florida, Columbus, all minus 1.5 at plus 1357. College hoops. I like Alabama minus 7 against Missouri. Arkansas minus 1.5 against Kentucky. Virginia to pick 'em against Georgia Tech. NBA, I like the 76ers minus 4 against the Knicks. The Lakers plus 2.5 against Houston. And Boston minus 7 against Phoenix.
Rod.
Okay, I'll start with college hoops first. I like Butler minus 4.5. I think they bounce back today. Give me Maryland minus 6. Give me the Ducks minus 2. I like Charlotte over Western Kentucky plus 6.5. Give me Auburn plus 2. I also like Akron minus 6. I also like Louisville plus 8. Those are the college hoops. NBA, I like the Suns plus 7, the 76ers minus 4, and the Lakers plus 2. NHL, a couple games we didn't cover that I do like. I like Kings at the Flyers. Give me the Flyers. I'm going to jump on the Flyers on the puck line here today. I think the Flyers can beat the Kings by a couple. Another one I like, San Jose at Vancouver. San Jose just owns Vancouver, in Vancouver, over the last how many ever years. They're 28-9, the last 37 games in Vancouver. Give me the Sharks to upset Vancouver in Vancouver. And then I also like the Blues on the money line. I'm with Chris there. I like the Wild on the money line. I also like Columbus to win today. I like the Panthers to beat up on New Jersey. Panthers minus 1.5. And also Vegas and Montreal. Give me the Montreal as a home dog today. I think Montreal can beat up on Vegas. I have a 3-way birdcage in hockey. Blues, Wild, Columbus. And I also have a puck line parlay in hockey. I like the Flyers on the puck line, the Panthers on the puck line, and give me the Sharks on the puck line.
Okay, we got 205 people watching and 56 thumbs up. That's pathetic. That's all I got to say. Steve, I'm going to go to you.
Okay. I like Baylor, 5.5 against Oklahoma State. I like Ohio State traveling to Penn State, minus 1. I like Butler against DePaul, rebounding from their loss to Seton Hall, so Butler getting 4. Florida State at Miami, I'll take the Seminoles, 6. Auburn at Florida, love this game, taking Auburn. Kansas at Texas, love Kansas. I think it's 6 points. West Virginia going to Kansas State, I'll take the Mountaineers, 5.5. I like St. Bonaventure against VCU. Virginia, the Pick'em, I'll take over Georgia Tech, and I like the over 120 on that one. I'm going to take Duke at Cameron, laying 8 points. Kentucky getting 1.5 against Arkansas. I think that's a good game, but I think Kentucky rebounds. I like Wichita State versus Houston. There's 3.5 there. In the NBA, 3 games. I'll take the 76ers and the 4 points at the Knicks. The Bucks are playing the Nets. I'll take Milwaukee and the 9, laying 9. And the Suns Celtics. I like the Celtics at home to cover 7 points. And my parlay for the day is Baylor, Kansas, Auburn.
I did 30-something videos today for today's card. So if you're looking for my pick, a free pick from me on any of the big college basketball games today, the biggest games on the card, or any of the NBA games, I have a free video on YouTube. I did all 11 NBA games, and I did 25 college basketball games, and I also did the dog of the day today. So you can check those out. Of course, I also did a show before this show where we did spread knowledge. I did 2 computer picks. The record of our computer picks on the shows are 14-7. I'm going to be back starting at about 3 or 3:30. I'm going to do 1 computer pick per show, and I'm going to do a show every 2 hours after I do that first show. And I'm going to do 1 computer pick of an upcoming game that starts within an hour of the show. So it's just going to be like, say I do the show at 3:30, and it'll be a 4 o'clock game, or 3:15 show, it'll be a 4 o'clock game. If I do a 5:30 show, it'll be a 6 o'clock game, and so on and so forth until we run out of games on the card. And I believe the last games on the card are pretty much around midnight tonight. So I'll be doing 1 pick per show. It's not going to be a free-for-all. I'm not going to answer everybody's questions. I'm not going to do all those things, but we'll be offering that free trial. There's a ton of games at 8 o'clock Eastern. I see a bunch at 10 o'clock, and I see the late Hawaii game. So our last show will probably be about 9 o'clock. So I'll do 3, 5, 7, 9. So I'll do 4 more live shows after this. I did 2 already today, so I don't ask for much, just a thumbs up and subscribe. Of course, we have the, what did I do? I hit something. I'll get back. Hang on. There we go. I hit the, I hit something, but anyways, I did a computer pick show before here, and of course I posted in the comments on YouTube how you can get a free trial for the Spread Knowledge software, and they have picks on every single game every single day. It is the deal of the century, that thing, man. It is paying off like crazy. I know it had 1 fairly rough day, but outside of that, I think it's 11 of 12 days, like big time cashes. I see people posting parlay tickets and that in the Facebook group, so big money. I took Akron, Arizona, Kansas, St. Bonaventure, Kentucky. I took a bunch of other teams on here, but nothing that I didn't give out in videos. Akron, Bradley, Campbell, that's my 3-team parlay. This is Mitch, boy, that was a crapo toss. Let me bring the guys back in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. If you haven't checked out Spread Knowledge, you have missed the boat, because it has been giving out winners like crazy just in our video picks, which is just a proof of concept, 14-7. So you're even if you haven't, if you've only gotten the free trial or just played our free picks in the videos, if you bet $20 a game, you've paid for 6 months of the freaking software. So, I mean, how much thought needs to go into this? And of course, if after your 7 days you want to cancel, or anytime during your 7 days you want to cancel, you can cancel. It costs you nothing. I don't understand how you could possibly lose. I know you guys like picks, or else you wouldn't show up, because it can't be my charming personality. That's for damn sure. Hey, no comments from you guys. Steve, thanks for joining us. Chris, Rod, always a pleasure. We'll be here tomorrow morning with the gang at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Have a great day, everyone. We got a huge card today. Play it smart, guys. You don't need to bet 104 games of college basketball, 11 NBA games, and how many NHL, Chris?
4 NHL tomorrow.
No, today.
Oh, today, sorry, 12.
12 NHL, so 23 plus 104. Plus, then you got a whole UFC card tonight. Got to save some money for the Australian Open. I got a new tennis guy, and he is excited to talk to you guys. And he's from London, so he's awake when we're sleeping, and he's sleeping when we're awake. It's kind of like Santa Claus, and hopefully he gives out winners like Santa does too. I'll see you guys tomorrow, or I'll see you guys in a few hours when I'm done playing golf, and we'll be doing shows every 2 hours after then. So enjoy the morning. Let's get on some winners, pad that bankroll, and I'll be back with the Spread Knowledge picks. Have a great day, everyone.
All right.